Hi everybody, my name is Shannon and welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Well, today is a video where I have been tagged with something. I know. This is where you get YouTube content creators that will tag each other to say, hey, let me find out more about you. Let's do something along that line. This particular video, what I was tagged on, is crochet show and tell. What this is about is what's something that you've received crochet from a friend, relative, etc., a gift that you can talk about and show. Well, I have one that just definitely, as soon as I was tagged, came directly to mind. This is from a friend of mine. Her name is Christina. She made this. It's a frog. She made it 11 years ago. And I have had it and I have lovingly cared for it. And it has been on one of my shelves, just on the opposite side of the wall, for that much time. Not in this house, but yeah, I have had this thing on display for the entire time. This thing is so cool. All the pieces articulate. She was the one who did the test crochet. So the pattern designer, you can get this pattern still on Ravelry. It is a available pattern. It's a paid for pattern, but it is available. So the designer put out a call and said, hey, we need testers for this. And she was one of the testers. And she did a superb job. I mean, and she gave it to me saying that, you know, I would be somebody that would definitely understand and appreciate all the hard work and energy that she put into it. God bless her, more power to her. I just didn't have the patience, and I make a lot of stuff. She makes a lot of stuff. But look at that. It articulates. There's wire in the whole thing. She was crocheting around a thicker gauge wire. The pattern tells you what size wire to get. So I can move the arms. I can bend them. You can see it's been sitting on a shelf like this. So you can move the legs. You can do all of that stuff. I mean, this thing is so absolutely cute, gorgeous, and amazing. I've had a little guy for 11 years. Look at that. I mean, so it's really funny. I'm up on the shelf and in display, and the kids, the grandkids, the oldest one will be 8 in December. So, you know, I've had this longer than I had the grandbabies, you know, and they'll see this and they want to play with it. Well, this isn't something that I want them to play with. There was a lot that went into this, but as they've gotten older, you know, I've sat there and I've pulled it down for them where they can hold it. They call it the alien. You know, they say, can I see that alien? Can I look at the alien? So they think this is an alien, but it is so absolutely cute. And you can, if you wanted to have it displaying, you know, you can have it like this and then holding a yarn ball or something along that line. You can hold this little guy around a bottle, you know, and just clinging onto it. I mean, there's so many things like this. It is so cute. This was such a wonderful gift. Such a labor of love from a friend, and I absolutely enjoy this. Like I said, I've had it on display for 11 years, and you know, it's going to be on display for a whole lot longer. That's adorable. So if you're interested, you know, I don't have any affiliation with it or anything along that line, but there's the pattern that you can purchase. I'll link this down below. It's Frog KVAK. There's an exchange rate, so it's like $6, $6.50, something along that line right now. With the exchange rate, it fluctuates, right? A few pennies here and there, not a big deal. What I do like about this, it is Little Owl's Hut, so www.littleowlshut.com. But on their stuff, it says try before you buy. Now, they're not going to give you the whole pattern, but they give you so much information. They talk about this. This is so cute. It says, hello, my name is Kavak. I'm a friendly frog, or maybe just funny Russian guy. I'm traveling a lot between France and Russia and still can't decide where to live. Perhaps I could come to your house to live and be your friend. Thanks to the wire frame inside of me, I can bend my legs and arms. I can also cheer you up with different smiles. I promise to make you smile every time you look at me. And I have definitely smiled. This thing is so cute. Hope we are now friends. Let me tell you a secret. I dream about wearing different costumes from around the world. I want to dress up like a cowboy, a king, or maybe a princess. Can you help? I mean, with a plea like that, don't you want to help the frog out? I've never made clothes for the frog. I'm sorry. I just didn't. I could, but I haven't. You know, but that was my gift. And some of the information, so this is an intermediate pattern, definitely agree with that. Says the frog cavac is crocheted in continuous spirals. We know that technique for amigurumi. Now, the thing on this is you're using such small gauge. This is Aunt Lydia's crochet cotton. So you're using a small gauge, you're using a small needle, and you're also crocheting around that thicker gauge wire. So it makes it cumbersome. It's still single crochet. You still know how to do single crochet. It's just a little fiddly, right? A little annoying, but she did it. Like, more power to her. She made it. I think it's great. So I do like that. So you are doing that beginning in the rounds. You'll need a stitch marker. That makes sense, right? How many rounds are you doing to begin to move your rows up? Move the stitch marker up to the first stitch of the next round after finishing the previous. The pattern's easy to follow with step-by-step instructions. So if you do decide you want it, there you go. US terminology for the pattern. So don't worry if you use the UK terms. It does show the differences, but it is US terminology. Instructions are given. It'll be about 16 inches. Yeah, I think that's about right. So it gives all sorts of, this is just the brief portion that gives all your details so you can collect, get your finished size, how much yarn you need, what size needles, tips on the yarn and the hook size. It goes through all the abbreviations. So if there's something that crochet wise that you're not familiar with, you can go look it up before you ever buy the pattern. It tells you about your gauge, your tension. It gives you tips on stitch markers, if you don't have a stitch marker, using a piece of yarn, different things. So it does give you things like that. I like this too. It has other, what they call tips for make it right. And it's got the directions on and showing you right here, back of a stitch, front of a stitch, both sides of the stitch. Well, that's pretty helpful, and it does make a difference on your finished project. Nice. I like that. And it gives this right here. People who don't crochet, they don't tend to know what the front and back is, but it shows you right there. This is the front. This is the back. That's what it looks like. That's what the stitches look like. So I thought this was as a free portion to see if this is something that you are interested in making. That's cool. And it gives you the instructions right here for free on how to make the head. So not only do you have this, if you decided that you wanted to do something like this, you can go out, I'll link this down below, and you can download this and you can make the head of the frog if you want to, right here, that cute little head. And if you decide that I like this pattern, I can do this, you can go ahead and go on to purchase the pattern. I'm not affiliated. This was a gift to me, but I'm just showing you it's still available. This was made, like I said, 2012, 11 years ago. If you did want to make one of your very, very own, pattern's still available. You can get it. If you're not sure that you're up for the challenge, download that free version portion, make the head, see if you like it, and determine from there. And then the other thing that she's also got is some free patterns too. So that's another way to determine if that's something that you want to do, that you have the skills and the abilities to follow that particular designer's style. Because let's face it, you've seen patterns. We all look at different things and we view them, and some of them are really, really easy, and some of them you're like, what are they doing? I don't understand. Why did you write it like that? That makes absolutely no sense, right? So I don't know. I just thought I would share that since Heather tagged me with crocheted gifts, and this is such a treasure. Who wouldn't love this? This is just, and it's funny, another reason why I ended up with this, besides my friend Christina gave it to me because she, she's my friend and she really likes me and she knew that I would appreciate it immensely, is this right here. After she got done working with it, she didn't want to see it anymore. Do you ever have those projects? It's beautiful. She did a fantastic job. But crocheting around the wires for her, she's like, I don't want to play anymore. I think it's partly because she also had a deadline since she was doing this as a test project for the pattern. So she was one of the testers that put in her input on readability, any imperfections, anything that, the designer thought was clear that might not have been clear. Christina's a fantastic tech editor. So she gives a lot of good criticism and advice on how to make things just a little bit more understandable. And that's what she did with this. And I thought that was just wonderful. And I got to be the benefit of her just finishing it, not wanting to see it, not wanting it right there next to her. I thought for sure, like, 6 months to a year later, she's like, I'd like that back. I know I gave it to you, but I'd like it back. But no, it's been mine. It's been in my collection the whole time. I mean, I just want you to see the detail. Look at that. I mean, that is just so cute. And the eyes being slightly off-centered, a little bit crooked there. And that mouth, that is just so cool. And you've got like a little Adam's apple right here. I mean, how cool is that? And just the shaping with the arms going bigger and smaller, and and they've got their stuffing and wire, so it's both. And the fingers are stuffed, right? But you've got wire that goes all the way here to the hand, and it gives the instructions very detailed on how to, not only, you're not just sticking a wire in there, but you're kind of making a little form for these parts, these bigger parts right here. The little feet, the toes are movable, but you've got wire in that fatter part of the foot right here. And it's, there is so much attention to detail. Oh, and look, you got a little butt, right? There's a little butt crack. I mean, that is so cute. That's like my little devil, right? We got the little butt cracks. I don't know why that just cracks me up. It just does. It's the silliest thing. I get it. It's funny. I get it, but it just cracks me up just to have that. There's those little details like that. Anyway, oh, I want to tag some people. I do. I want to tag Crystal from Hook That Yarn. She's one. And who else was it? I was looking, and so many of them were already tagged, but I don't think Crystal's been tagged yet. So I definitely want to tag her. And I want to tag Lori from the Armchair Chef. I would tag Amanda, Tap Mama, and the Beg Brigade, but I'm not sure. Well, actually, you know what? I will tag her anyway. She will let us know how she's feeling. So, yeah, so I'm going to tag all three. I'm going to go ahead and put that down on the bottom. And I'd like to see, ladies, what do you have? What was a crocheted gift that you have? I also have some knitting things, but I thought I would stick to this. And this is our crochet show and tell. And I'll have that hashtag on there. Heather's the one that started that. She started this process, and talk about a trip down memory lane. I mean, that is just so cute, so adorable. Absolutely love this guy. Really, I do. Well, you have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be, and I will talk to you all later. It has been such a joy. Bye-bye.